Survival games aren't for everyone, sure, but there's an undeniable appeal to their core ideas of starting out as a completely vulnerable character in a harsh world, and with constant and gradual progression, growing stronger and stronger. In the coming months and even beyond 2021, we're going to get what are looking like a number of very promising survival games, and here, we're going to talk about a few of them. A quick note before we move forward, please consider subscribing and enable all notifications by clicking the bell icon to get new video updates. And while you're at it, please click like if you enjoyed this video. It really helps us out. With that out of the way, let's begin. Dismantle. Surviving in a post-apocalyptic world overrun by undead and zombies might seem like a tired and worn-out premise, but it's what Dismantle is promising to do with its gameplay mechanics that make it seem so interesting. There's a heavy emphasis on destruction, as the name implies, and if you have the right tools, you can break apart pretty much anything you can lay your eyes on in the game. Add to that, hunting, fishing, crafting, building, exploring, cooking, solving puzzles, and more, and Dismantle is looking like a very robust experience. VALHEIM. VALHEIM has taken the industry by storm in the short time that the game's been out in early access, and if it keeps on building on that excellent start, it'll become a truly special game. A unique spin on survival mechanics that prioritize rewards and bonuses over penalties set it apart from other games in the genre, while excellent building mechanics, a varied world that encourages exploration, and activities such as sailing and crafting add further layers to the experience. Developer Irongate AB has laid down an excellent foundation here, and hopefully they'll keep building on it in excellent ways. Rust consoles. When you think survival games, Rust is more often than not one of the first games you think of. It's been a megaton in the genre for a long time now, and after having amassed a massive player base on PC over the course of many years, it'll be coming to consoles soon. Giving Rust's uncompromising focus on survival mechanics, bolstered further by often cutthroat nature of its PvP, it might not appeal to everyone's tastes, but for survival enthusiasts on consoles, this is going to be unmissable. The RIFTBREAKER. XOR Studios have been revealing bits and pieces of the RIFTBREAKER for some time now, and we grow more curious about the game every time we learn something new about it. Set on an unknown planet, the game will allow players to explore a vast and varied world, while there's also going to be base building and, of course, plenty of mech-driven combat to dive into. Add to that action RPG elements, and what you have is a rather unique concoction. Ark 2. Ark Survival Evolved suffers from its fair share of technical issues, but while the game is far from perfect, there's no denying that it excels in almost all the ways that a survival game should, from its mechanically solid foundation to its rich and unique setting. Which is why it's so exciting that it's getting a full-fledged sequel, because the idea of an Ark game that builds on the first one's strengths while ironing out its biggest issues has immense appeal. If Ark 2 can make good on that potential, it'll be an unmissable experience for survival fans. CHERNOBYLITE. CHERNOBYLITE is quite different from most survival games that we've been talking about in this feature. It's story-driven, single-player, and focuses on choices and non-linear storytelling, while the emphasis on horror and open-world exploration is clear to see. Considering all of that, it's very likely a game that many might enjoy even if they don't usually play survival games all that much. CHERNOBYLITE has been making some exciting promises for a while now, and reception from players in its early access period has been largely positive, so there's definitely cause for optimism. Sons of the Forest. In Tonight Games, The Forest is without a doubt one of the best and most unique survival games you can play right now. From its unflinching focus on survival, to its blend of stealth and combat, to its unsettling horror elements, The Forest perfectly executes nearly all of its ideas. We've only seen a very brief and rather creepy announcement trailer for its sequel, Sons of the Forest, but even with that little to go on, simply based on how good the first game is, we're more than a little excited to see how the sequel turns out. ICARUS. Developed by a team led by the creator of DayZ, ICARUS has a very interesting premise. An unknown alien planet is your central setting, but rather than spending all of your time there, you will instead take on session-based contracts in this free-to-play co-op game. Head down to the planet from a space station, collect resources, hunt alien animals, and then head back up to the space station before your ship leaves without you. If you don't make it back in time, you die and lose all of your progress. But if you do make it back in time, you get to use all your new resources to craft better gear and technologies, allowing you to take on longer missions, harder contracts, and collect better resources and loot. It's a very interesting idea, and the fact that it'll be free to play is definitely encouraging as well. The Day Before. Fantastic's The Day Before has made a strong first impression with its debut trailer. Set in a post-pandemic America where flesh-eating zombies roam the urban ruins, The Day Before seems to have all of the elements in place to be a solid MMO. With base building, a focus on driving, and scavenging for resources while fighting against zombies, it certainly seems like it's doing what it should with its setting. It's worth mentioning that there's plenty of skepticism right now about whether or not the final product will be as good as what its reveal is suggesting, so hopefully the developers will let players try it out before it launches. State of Decay 3. State of Decay might not be the most consistent property under Microsoft's belt right now, and both games have launched with their fair share of issues, but there's a large number of people who will tell you that both of them are also really compelling survival experiences at their core. Now that Undead Labs are a Microsoft first-party studio, perhaps with additional development budget and resources, they can make good on the series' potential and deliver something truly great with State of Decay 3. With only a CG reveal trailer shown so far, it's hard to tell whether that'll be the case, but we certainly have our fingers crossed. Outpost Glacier. It's very likely that you haven't heard of Outpost Glacier, but those who have would tell you that this is one worth keeping an eye on. It's currently in early alpha, but already it's looking very promising. Set in a frozen, frigid, yet beautiful open world, Outpost Glacier tasks you with exploring your surroundings, gathering resources, hunting, and building up your base as you look to survive your cold, harsh surroundings. There's a seed of a really good game in here, so here's hoping it flourishes and fulfills its potential. Occupy Mars, the game. The appeal of Occupy Mars, the game is instantly obvious and extremely compelling. It's all in the name. You're tasked with heading to Mars and colonizing the planet. From setting up a habitat, to heading out further and exploring new environments. From building and maintaining your base, to engaging with what are looking like highly technical repair mechanics. From a focus on upgrades and crafting, to a sandbox environment with day and night cycles. There's certainly more than enough here to grab attention. There is currently no release date for Occupy Mars, but the developers do intend to launch into early access soon, so we'll find out soon enough if it does justice to its exciting premise. So, what are your thoughts on this? Go ahead and share them in the comments below. And if you liked this video, please subscribe to the channel and enable all notifications by clicking the bell icon to get new video updates. We upload every day and would really appreciate your support. Thanks for watching.